else join up with the second factor of human resource. As in the last class we have learned about the meaning of HR and the strategies of the HR. In this we will be learning about key functions of HR management. Once again, my name is Krant and I will be taking your classes, and this is by Nelson Business School. So let's start with the key functions of HR management. Once I talk about the key functions of HR management, let's also learn about the talent acquisition and retention. Guys, let me tell you this, retention is one of the most important factors in the HR strategies. Now when I talk about HR strategies, the retention, I think this can be the main function of an HR, because when an HR knows how to retain and retention an employee, how to walk through the retention of an employee, that is when an HR can do a better job. That is why, in fact, I have mentioned here which says the recruitment strategies and employee retention initiatives. Guys, retention is very easy, you know, it's always about trying and solving the problems of an employee and try to motivate them, but it's also not about just motivating them, it's also about making them work dedicatedly in that particular organization that they are in. So guys, what I mean employee retention initiatives is, of course, we are going to know from the notes, but I just want to start with the recruitment strategies. So my dear lovely audience here, whoever is listening to this particular class, I want all of you people to understand that we have technically 6 methods of framework. That is why in the recent homework that we have got from the GTG's diagnostic dimensions, and that is where this says analysis of stakeholder needs as they relate to recruitment. Identify gaps between current recruitment, delivery and stakeholder needs. It's also about understanding the 6 strategies of dividing the HR work in, and also understanding how exactly can we put an HR framework. Why? Because this class is all about key functions of the human resource. That is the reason why we need to understand the 6 strategies, and I want all of you people to remember the 6 strategies, which says number 1 as strategy, number 2 as benchmarks, number 3 operating model, number 4 which we say capability, and number 5 technology, and then we have the last one which is employment brand. These are the 6 strategies of making the functions or dividing the functions of an HR, wherein you are just going to look into the employee in these 6 strategies, because if an HR doesn't have a strategy, then what is the use of doing any job? It's not only job, even if you go play somewhere, you're going to have your own strategy. One of our well-known captains of India, Mr. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, have an amazing strategy. What is that? Putting that tension, scare factor in the other players. So that is one of the key factors of our captain. And I also want you people to understand that even HR should have strategies in his or her own work style. So that is why I have mentioned here the 6 strategies. I'll repeat it for you once again. That's a strategy, benchmarks, operating model, capability, technology, employment brand. So these are the 6 strategies that you look after, and then we have let's come back to the slide which says recruitment strategies and employee retention initiatives. Now let us understand about what is recruitment strategies. HR employs various strategies to attract and retain top talent, including employer branding, campus recruitment, and leveraging social media platforms for talent acquisition. Now when I talk about recruitment strategies, we can also speak about, or we can also probably say it as the sources for hiring. Now what are the sources for hiring? Where do you hire people from? Number one, you're going to have your own database. Number two, we have amazing platforms in the new generation. We talk about LinkedIn, we talk about Naukri, we talk about Monster, which are also social platforms where we can try and get the sourced or the filtered profiles. Maximum of the recruiters just rely on this particular platforms. And then we also have employer branding. Now, what is employer branding? We can also say it as BYD referrals. Now, what is BYD or buddy referrals? Buddy referrals is nothing but, you guys tell me, you're working in an organization. It is also more of reference, I could say. You know, I would say, hey, I'm having an opening in my organization. Use my employee ID and you'll get the job. That is fake. You know, actually what happens inside, once you get into the company or once you join a company, you're going to be given your employee ID. Once you have your employee ID, you can technically refer up to 5 or 6 people in the company. Now, why 5 or 6? Because you're going to get bonus which says BYD bonus. BYD bonus refers to your employment skill development, and also you know, that's more like a perk or a bonus you get for referring somebody into that particular company. This is also a small way of earning money in the company. That is why we call it as employer branding. And then we have campus recruitment. Now, on the new era, in the new generation, you see there are many people out there in the market who get job or who get placed in an organization at a very young age or at a very level entrance at their college itself, because there are a couple of reputed colleges that organizations look after to hire people. So yes, campus recruitments are always a source for bulk hiring. Now, we have leveraging social media. As I told you, we have many social medias out there wherein you can use them to just get a source for your hiring. As simple as it is. Now, let us talk about employee retention initiatives. Now, when I talk about retention initiatives, retaining talent is a critical focus area for HR, involving the implementation of retention programs, career development opportunities, and fostering a positive work culture. Now guys, retaining is making an employee sit in an organization with lots of efforts, or giving them a boost every time, or motivating them factors again and again. That is a repeat cycle that an HR should always keep doing, because this is one of the critical focus of an HR. If an HR can't motivate his or her own employee, it could be in the perspective of finances, it could be in the perspective of work culture, it could be in the progressive state of development. When an HR is not there, when an employee really needs him or her, then what is the use of holding an employee in the company? That will technically lead to attrition, which is the most dangerous factor in an organization. So that is why employee retention is really important, and you should always make sure that you foster the particular employee as much as you can with the particular organization. That's again is a key function of a human resource. Let's talk about performance management and appraisal. Now, this is not about HR performance and appraisal. It is about employee performance management and appraisal. Now, when I talk about performance management and appraisal, setting performance standards is number one that I want to explain you guys. Number two is performance improvement plans. Now, setting performance standards are completely different, and performance improvement plans are completely different. Now let us have a quick brief about what is it exactly. HR is responsible for establishing performance standards, conducting performance appraisals, and providing feedback to employees to enhance their productivity and contribution to the organization. This is self-explanatory. However, I'm going to explain it to you once again. And the briefing about performance improvement plan is, in cases of underperformance, HR develops and implements performance improvement plans to support employees in meeting performance expectations. Now, let me give you a clear differentiation between the 1 and 2. The 1 is the HR is completely responsible, and the key function of an HR is to always support the good employees of the company. Now, every company is going to have a good employee. Now, I don't want to bifurcate saying good or bad, but we have employees who are smart and employees who are slow learners. Now, when I talk about slow learners, we are at the stage 2, but when we are talking about fast learners or somebody who is really good with their work, we call them as performance people. Now, for these people, especially an HR is really responsible for looking after their appraisals if they have met the expectations. How do you calculate the standards of expectations? Did the employee reach or not? It is all by their own calculations. For example, if an employee has been working in a particular process from the last 1 year, it's very important for the employee to give an explanation about where he was or she was and how did they manage to do their work in a progressive way, and what can they expect from the company standards. So that is what it says. It's very clear that an employee should always be given a good feedback about their work, because respecting a good employee is like always developing the culture of the company. That is why the good employee should always be praised. And the second one is what can be done for the employees who are not well with their learning or with their performance. For them, you have to ensure that you organize a couple of meetings around. You have to actually give them retraining, or you can also make sure that an asset can be motivated in other perspectives apart from only the training. So that is, many people get demotivated because of many things in an organization. So that is the reason why I've mentioned in the key points as performance management and appraisal, because if you are not the right person in handling the employee, then what is the use of you being the key factor or the B? Let us imagine if you are not the actual B out there, then how can you, if you are not the mother bee of the team, then how can you produce a good honey? That's what could be a better example. But anyways, I want all of you people to understand that in the performance management and appraisal, setting performance standards and performance improvement plans really work out and would give you a better support in being a good HR, because employees are going to love the increments. Of course, who will not like you when they get good money, isn't it? So that is when you get good feedback about you. So if you want to be a good HR, then roger these 2 points. And then let's go with the workplace diversity and inclusion. Now, when I talk about workplace diversity and inclusion, guys, an HR is responsible for many things. The image speaks all about it. You see all races and ethnicities, all religions, all countries of origin. And we also have all gender identities, all sexual orientations, all abilities and disabilities, all spoken languages, all ages, everyone. We stand together, and that together is you, my dear friend. We are the togetherness for the company, because only an HR should not fall under opposite of any of these. So you should work with the vast diversity initiatives. Let me brief you for that as well. HR plays a key role in promoting diversity and inclusion within the workplace, implementing initiatives to create an inclusive environment and ensure equal opportunities for all employees. My dear lovely students, we work not for the country but for an organization. An organization is something that feeds us because of our work. We work good, we get paid well. So where is the culture, where is the racism coming up, or where is all the genders? There is no such thing in work culture which divides our teamwork. So I want all of you people to understand that in the real diversity initiatives an HR should play a key factor in respecting every morality of development or human development. So that is why an HR can be a god for a better improvisation of a company. And now we talk about managing workplace bias. Now, how do we manage workplace bias? Addressing unconscious bias, promoting cultural competence, and fostering a culture of respect and acceptance are essential functions of HR in managing workplace diversity. So my dear friends, I want all of you people to understand that managing workplace bias is nothing but you need to always be good with addressing each and every employee in the company at what they are stepping or maybe I could say you need to address them whenever they are stepping aside of their work culture. You are the key factor to make them understand that personal is completely different from the professional, and the professional is completely different from the social. You cannot merge personal with the social, or personal with the professional, or the professional with the social. So that is the reason why we need to make sure we need to control the unconscious bias, which is totally a waste of time in a professional organization. The key factor should be very simple. An organization is always responsible for your earning. So you are gone there, or you are being selected there for earning, not for the rest of the extracurricular activities that people usually think that is. That is completely wrong. So you should ensure that you step in and control the unwanted situations that occur in an organization. Hope you are very clear with this, and let's step in with the last slide that we have here, which says benefits of employee well-being programs. That's number one that I want you people to know. And then we have employee well-being and work-life balance. Work-life balance, which is very, very, very important for the audience to know as being or as getting trained for an HR, because if you don't know work-life balance, then you are never called an HR, my dear friend. Let's get into the point. Let's see the benefits of employee well-being programs. Now, employee well-being programs should be conducted to reduce the stress, decrease absenteeism, increases productivity, improves engagement, higher employee retention. Now, why I told you this is because, my dear HRs or my dear about to become HRs, I want all of you people to understand that if you start doing the benefits or I could say an employee well-being program in an organization, HR is always responsible. And if you look at the current organizations out there in the market, every Friday they do Fun Friday or something related to the employee well-being programs. But technically, what is the output of it? If somebody asks you, why do you have to do employee well-being programs? We are getting paid, isn't it? But no, guys, we have something called as stress, which can kill a human, which can also make a human disappear all of a sudden. So we are also responsible. Being an HR in an organization is definitely responsible for a human's health in the organization. So technically, yes, the well-being programs definitely will reduce the stress that I have told you and decreases absence. When you feel that the organization is really not supporting you, you try to take leaves, isn't it? You try to stay at your home. You will find your own happiness. But what if you're very comfortable in your organization? You will definitely not take much of leaves, isn't it? That's what it is. Increased productivity. A healthy workplace is money. That's what it is. Increased productivity, and then improves engagement and higher employee retention. You can have your employees for a longer time. That's the main reason of well-being programs. And let's talk about wellness programs. HR designs and implements wellness programs to support employee well-being, include health initiatives, mental health support, and work-life balance policies. Now, work-life balance policies are at the new trend in the HR stream, which you can learn in the next coming spectrum of series that we are going to learn together. And then we have flexible work arrangements, wherein supporting flexible work arrangements, remote work options, and family-friendly policies are integral to HR's focus on enhancing employee well-being and work-life balance. Guys, you should always be flexible. You should make sure that the employee is always flexible with the work culture or with the work, and this is how technically you can enhance the employee stability. Enhancing employee stability is by making an employee a family member. That is why you see, once you join an organization, many people say we are family, which is absolutely a lie. But I just want to make sure that this is a word that has been in this industry from so long, that we all should be like a family once we join in an organization. Why? Because it's all about employee retention, employee stability, employee mental health. So that's how employee well-being and work-life balance comes into the picture. So only if an employee in the organization is fit, is healthy and wealthy, only then an employee would never leave an organization. That's the key factor that you need to remember. However, before we finish with our chapter, I would always like to speak about emerging trends in human resource management, which is the next chapter. We'll definitely go with the next chapter, but let's quickly revise about what we have learned in the section 2. Section 2, we have learned about talent acquisition and retention, and the recruitment strategies and employee retention initiatives. We have spoken about performance management and appraisal, and then we have learned about workplace diversity and inclusion, and then we have learned about employee well-being and work-life balance. So guys, I want all of you people to ensure that these are the most important factors that you need to remember as the key functions of HR management, and this will help you out in the real market. And till the next class, I would like all of you people to remember the subject and keep growing. Thank you so much. My name is Kran, signing off for today.